Happy Sunday, heathens. We're at Bradford Park today. It's just north of Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm practicing for the Carolina Clash that's going to take place next month in October. Never played this course before, so we're going blind today, but I'm going to talk us through every shot, and we're going to see if I'm ready for this tournament. Probably not, but let's see. All right, so I'm veering a little bit out from the nest for this next tournament. I wanted to play the Halloween Open again, but it's pro only this year. That's fine, I get it, it's whatever. But the other big A tier that I've always looked at is the Carolina Clash. It's happening October 4th through the 6th. Round 1 is right here at Bradford Park. Round 2 is actually at a golf course, Pebble Creek, I think it's called. Never played that. And round 3 is going to finish up at the Scrapyard. I have played that. So I figured entering into a tournament where I've only played one of the 3 courses, I need to get up to Charlotte at least once and figure out what these courses are about. I am playing MA1 in this tournament, even though my last ratings update dipped me down to MA2 level, 931, but we're going to stay in MA1 just to... Maybe it's a pride thing, I don't know. But we're in MA1, which means we're playing the longs at Bradford and the longs at Scrapyard. So, got the boom sauce. I'm gonna talk you through what I see every shot, probably what I'm gonna do in the tournament. We're on hole 1, it's 375 feet, it's a par 3. Let's talk through the shot. So right away, what I'm seeing is I see a little hill down to the left, and there's a lot of guardian trees over there on the left too. So my initial thought was to throw something that's really stable on an anhyzer line. However, with the grade of the land, I think I'm gonna go with something more understable. I've got a river and a gorgon. Aim at the left side of the fairway and then just hope it turns over enough and lands on a friendly angle. I am straight out of the car right now, 2.5 almost hour drive, and it is 8:30 in the morning, so I might need a few throws to wake up. Yeah, see, I didn't turn that over at all really, but it got a friendly kick into the middle of the fairway. Can't count on friendly kicks today to get me ready for the tournament though, so I need to throw a good line here. Didn't do that one either. And that one didn't get a friendly kick. Let's see how that flex line would work though with a stable disc. This is a nuke. Oh man, that out of the hand, I thought I threw it really well, but you can't see it on camera, but it went really far left. All right, so here's where my first drive landed, probably about 100 short. First hole of the tournament. This is round 1, so you won't see me running any putts from this distance this early. So we're just gonna operate some layups here. Or just throw it in. Okay, birdie on hole 1, I guess. Yeah, my overstable flex play with the nuke down there in the woods. I mean, it's almost pin high, but down there in that mess, I'd prefer to maybe even just do a layup play to this open area instead of trying to go for it and get in that mess, because bogey's in play if you do that. Birdie on 1, never complain about that. Although I'm really not keeping score today, I'm just trying to figure out what my best throw on the course is. Hole 2, par 4, 610 feet. This tee shot is way more uphill than it looks on camera, but once you get out of the gap, it's really just an open field up to the basket. So I'm gonna push through the gap with something pretty fast. I've got a strive and the fission dimension here, the wind dragon. Feel the power of the wind dragon. And push through the gap, get out in the open, and then it should just be a hyzer up to the green from there. Piped right down the middle. Ooh, that was just above that rock, but it made it out. Lucky dog. Here's my first drive. The strive is actually about 40 feet further, so if you keep it low and close to the rocks, you'll get farther, but I don't want to play with that. We just want to get out the gap. Like I said, wide open field, the basket's right in front of you. It's just a hyzer up there. Get down. Yeah, like I said, that even landed short, and I felt like I threw that pretty hard. We'll go with my Thunderbird. Maybe put it out a little wider and get a skip. Dang. I'm just trying to throw stuff in today, aren't I? Let's see if my putt's awake this morning. Nope. That's a little bit to the right. Let's hone that in. Dang. All right. So this is a hole that, just looking at it, if you're in MA1, you definitely want to be thinking birdie on this hole, because if you par it, you're losing strokes on probably a few players. Okay, hole 3. This looks like a tricky little booger. 313 feet, par 3. From up there, it just looks like a simple hyzer, but you get back on the tee pad, and if I go around this tree to the left, it's gonna have to be really high with probably a lot of power to get, because it's pretty far to the right there. However, if I go in this skinny gap, it looks like it probably needs to be a backhand because of how quick this rough comes into play on the right. And I know if I try a forehand in the early gap, I'm gonna saw it off into that stuff and take at least a bogey. So tournament play is probably the detour on a turnover, but I will try the forehand to the left side of that tree. Actually, if I get probably 5 more feet of height on that, that could coast all the way there. Let me try an origin. Channel my inner Isaac Robinson and get there. Or just throw it the exact same height. That's probably touching the detour. Yeah, I was right. Probably a little more height on the detour, and it beats this hill and probably gets to the edge of the circle. So that's probably going to be my play. Just aim a little bit higher with it, and the origin's right beside it, so same mistake. We are 100% from this range today. I'm kidding. There's probably going to be OB right there behind the basket, so this is a layup. Yep, perfect. One thing I'm noticing so far, I'm only 3 holes in, and I already know if I have an early-ish tee time Friday for the tournament, I'm gonna need to bring extra towels, plural, and probably extra socks. I'm 3 holes in, my feet are soaked, my discs are soaked, my towel is soaked. That's one thing I need to remember, just bring towels and socks. All right, first true wooded hole on the course, hole 4, 305-foot par 3. It is uphill the entire way. I ran up there to see the basket. It's pretty central in the fairway, but with the degree of uphill, I'm gonna have to throw this probably 350 power, probably. So I'm gonna keep this kind of low with the top of the hill and just hope that's enough. I think the miss here is to miss right. I'm gonna try to push this Grace and Wind Dragon straight and see if we can get a look here. That looks absolutely perfect. Same story. That one flipped a little more, actually. Okay, cool. I think we're there with both of them. Let's go. I mean, talk about consistency, right? Yep. There we go. All right. So I think I owe it to you guys to give you a little bit of a life update. If you're a fan of the channel, you probably realized I didn't upload for 3 weeks. Not even one short got uploaded. Well, it's not because I didn't want to upload. I had some health issues come up. I think it was 2 days before the Twice or It's Luck video got uploaded, and started feeling this pain in my stomach, and it only got worse to where the day after the Twice or It's Luck video got uploaded, I actually went to the ER and got some tests done, and blood work came back fine. They did an ultrasound, it was fine. They narrowed it down, it is the stomach, and they said it's likely an ulcer in my stomach. And if you ever had those, you know they're not fun to deal with. So I was in a lot of pain for probably a week and a half. They've had me on medication for a while, but I didn't play a round of disc golf for 3 weeks, maybe even longer. And the first time I really played was in my video, my 2 videos the past 2 weeks with Ben and with Cam up here in Charlotte, incidentally. And so I'm not using that as an excuse, because I played horrible at Nevin, and I was kind of in pain towards the end, but that's no excuse there. But I feel like I'm finally back to almost 100% being able to throw again. So the channel should gain some momentum now. We hit 1,000, then I immediately got sick and had to stop uploading. So I feel like that momentum kind of halted, but we're back. We got a lot of shorts coming out soon, lots of video ideas. Break 70 attempt 3 is probably going to be in a couple of weeks. I'm going to try to record that later this week. But yeah, we're back. We're okay. And we're going to keep making content that you like. So let's get to hole 4, hole 5. So hole 5 is 328 feet, another par 3 here. This time it's downhill and to the left. And with that, it looks like it's actually pretty far downhill, and you have to hold it straighter for longer on this hole. So I'm probably gonna disc down actually, maybe even throw like a buzz or a hex and just push it straight as long as I can. You don't need a crazy left finish at the end, so we'll throw something a little straight here. We'll go with the hex first. Tay-Tay, you are on one. Tay-Tay, you need to calm down. All right, let's go with the buzz. Whoa, that was exactly what I wanted to do. I'm not gonna lie to you, that looked like it was in the basket. Went right behind it. Yes, sir. Man, finally hitting my lines again. It's a good feeling. Okay, here on hole 6, this is a straight shot. You can see the basket right there. However, it is 335 feet. I can't throw something perfectly straight for that long, so I am gonna have to go with somewhat of a hyzer flip probably. We'll go with my hole 1 play. Get the river and the Gorgon out. I think I'll go river first on this one though. Ah, grip locked that. And it kicked right. Dang. As soon as I say I'm hitting my lines, I'm playing great. Shankling. All right. Same thing. Let's go with something slower. Detour on a hyzer flip. You might have seen that finish. I grip locked that and it made it the whole flight. Grip locking 3 in a row though, all on hyzer flips. I need to get in the field, work on that hyzer flip game. If you see it, you see it. If you don't, I'm sorry. I'm also too lazy to go back to my bag and get another disc. Ah, push that a little straighter than I wanted, but that's also not the disc I wanted. There's a spider web every 4 feet out here. Just outside of circle 2 for par. I'm still 20, 30 feet short of my detour, so maybe the play is just grip lock a mid-range and miss every tree off to the right. That was a bad bid, but we're 10 feet away. I knew I was playing too good. I knew a bogey was coming. Hey, you don't know anything if you don't know yourself, right? I will not be putting with my bag on during the tournament. Don't worry. I'm not crazy. All right, this one has me in the same dilemma as hole 3, whether to go with a forehand or a backhand. However, with a forehand, I wouldn't have to throw it as high. So I think I'm gonna try that here. Anybody with me, you feel more comfortable hitting a gap like this with a forehand than a backhand, just because you don't have to look away in your swing. That's just me sometimes. So just watch me throw a forehand and shank it right into this first available, and we'll just laugh together. Never mind, that's really good. Like, that's not quite all the way there, but it's a putt. I also left my detour on the last hole, so we'll be right back. And we're back. Throw it a little, not too high, but put some height on it. Well, I got the height right, just not the turn right. Let's do the origin. Like that. That might be too turn though. I mean, it stayed clean, so it's down there somewhere. So my origin was about 40 short off to the right. Detour was pin high, but way to the left. So if I get the turn on the detour, it could get there. So it really just depends on how I feel with my forehand that day. To the right. That's it. So my miss putting is to the right today. Need to hone that in. Well, this is hole 8, and my heart rate just went up a lot because this is giving me real Holston Creek vibes. And you know my relationship with that course. So we've got a par 4. That white basket is not the basket we're going to. It's 710 feet. It basically looks like I'm gonna try to ace that short basket, maybe land just behind it. So I'm gonna throw something straight and curve right behind that short basket. Is that too turned? No. You probably saw the end of the flight. It was too turned out of the hand. I need to not do that. Okay, so this is awesome. First off, turning it over and almost hitting the right side of the fairway is the play, apparently. I'm kidding. But this is A1 position. The only thing I don't like about it is I'd like to be a little closer to this tree so that its low ceiling doesn't affect me that much, but we got a straight shot right at the basket. But slipping in your run-up is not the play. At least when I end up here in the tournament, I can say that I have practiced from this spot. Oh, I thought I did it. I just realized we're on hole 8 and I haven't thrown a putter yet. That is very odd for me, actually. Yep, that's parked for bogey. So my play is probably going to be, you can see the fairway behind me. If I'm worried about the low ceiling of that tree before the short tee pad, I'm not going to try to push it. I'm going to throw a putter probably halfway down this tunnel and throw another punter. Did I say punter? I'm in fantasy football. That's all that's on the brain. So throw a putter twice and just take my medicine, get a par. I knew I was doomed as soon as I mentioned Holston. All right. This is hole 9, 500-foot par 4. Looks like it's a pretty sharp turn to the right, and then it goes straight-ish up to the green. I am 1 under. I want to finish the front 9 under par as well, so let's see if we can take a par or better here. We should be fine. That you can barely see the basket right through the trees there. Said a little bit of height. That was really high. I mean, it's a putt. Let's see what the Waymaker can do on this line. It just looks a little too far for that. But I'm an idiot because that's perfect. Yeah, that's parked. Okay, Waymaker is the play there. 4 bird. Go in. Let's go. Ah, a little far. Okay. Well, we're halfway through. I'm sitting at 2 under. Really happy about that. However, I'm taking it with a grain of salt because for the most part, I'm hitting like nearly every line I'm attempting and putting pretty well. So add tournament nerves on top of that, I'd probably be shooting even about right now. The only shot I'm really struggling with is my hyzer flip game. And I think that's still like I'm afraid to give full effort there because of this, because that's the one that stretches me the most, is throwing those hyzer flips. This hole, however, probably I could do a hyzer flips, 270 feet, and this gap is tight, like very tight. So not much room to move left or right here. So I'm probably gonna grab the AVR and just get as far as I can. Yep. Oh yeah, and the tree put me in the fairway. I'm probably circle 2 with that. I'll try a little hyzer flip with the detour, but I really don't think that's the play. I think you just gotta throw something straight. He says. That is so good. Almost aced that. Okay, maybe that could be the play. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. But golly, I really don't think I should be running this. So we'll go early first and then after the tree second. Yeah. See, that's parked. Let's go around the tree second. Yeah, I feel like really, if you're outside the circle, you should not be running this from this position, because that could turn into a 3-putt very quickly. So you won't be able to see it from the tee pad, but hole 11, the basket is right behind that massive rock up there. Hole 11, 290-foot par 3. We're going up. I already showed you the rock that it's behind. It's not really like a outward hyzer play. It's more of a straight shot with a left finish. So I'm gonna pump out this Tesla and see if I can get close. With the uphill, it is a good bit up. I might have to go distance driver here, but we'll try the Tesla first. Yeah, I think that's fine actually. We'll go with the Grace second and push this one a little closer to the big tree on the right. You just, with this, if you want a birdie look, you really have to outdrive the basket, because if you go short of it, the rock covers just about the entire thing. Like that. That's gonna be great. Yeah. Almost threw it in from here, it looked like. Well, the Tesla pushed very far left at the end. I'm not even in the circle. The Grace is in the circle, about 20 feet off camera there. So I really think throwing something straight is the play here. Ah, missed it right again. And again, goodness. So hole 12, there's no way I could have described it from the tee pad. We're going from here across into those woods, and you can see the basket right behind that tree there. The sign says 210, but it looks closer to 250. Looks like a backhand turnover again. Well, I'm blind. I thought the sign said 210. It actually says 310. There's a smudge over it that made it look like a 2. So this really big tree in the shade, I'm gonna throw something that goes just before that. And if I miss that tree early, I should have a putt. We'll get the detour out again. And I already know a lot of lines at Scrapyard are made for the detour. So if this disc is on that weekend, we might be in business. However, it needs to turn more than that. We'll see if I have a backdoor look there. It kind of looks like it might be a little open. Birdie's probably out of the question if you go past that tree. Yeah, that looks like it'll be a putt. I mean, it might be a look. Is that the same problem? Is it going to hit that tree? Yep. Yeah, I feel like a forehand for me is just going to come in with too much speed. So I need the backhand turnover line a little bit more turned with the detour that can land slower and smoother. Well, we threw from there into here. If you miss the big tree by just a little bit, you'll have a look. However, my detour missed the big tree by a lot, and going through all that looks problematic, so it's probably a layup for par. Oh, I'm literally gonna just lay on my side after throwing this. Should this be the thumbnail? Nah. All right. I actually maybe could run this. Nope. Ah! All right. Par. Still 2 under, I think. Hole 13, otherwise known as the blue mid-range hole. 275-foot par 3. You can see the basket right there in front of you. You got to get to the right of these 2 trees at the top of the hill over there with something straight. If you do that and fade after it, you'll have a putt. It's just about, can you push this mid-range straight for about 225 to 250 feet? So far today, the answer has been yes. But we'll see if that continues. We'll start with the hex. It's a little low, but I got a lot of ground play, and that's a great result. So I need a little higher than that. Yep, that's a great fix. Yep, that is parked of the highest order. Trust. Or just go between those trees and get a circle look. I'm getting myself in a lot of these positions today. I just need to make sure my putter's hot that weekend. Hotter than it is right now, because that was bad. That's better. That's gonna hold me back for the rest of my life. You'd think I just don't practice putting ever, but I have a basket in my front yard and I putt at it every single day for at least 10, 15 minutes. Don't know what it is. You just get on the course and it changes things. Hole 14, par 3, 325 feet. I went up there and looked at it. We got a pretty steep drop off here. And then when you get to the really dark tree, as far as you can see, it's almost a dog leg to the left, but not quite. So it's a hyzer play, but there's a lot of stuff to miss. So I've got my Grace and Wraith. I think I'm gonna actually try to push the left side, hang close to it instead of pushing the back edge. I think that'll give me a closer look if I hit my line here. Yeah, like that. I didn't hear it hit anything, so I think we could have another look. Well, it looks like my hole breakdown was correct from the tee pad. Obstructed putt, but about a 25-footer uphill. Partially obstructed. I still have not quite a straight look at it. Got to put some hyzer on it. I'm just not confident in the straddle ever. That's why. I'm getting in position. I just can't put it in the basket. So the big emphasis over the next few weeks before this tournament is putting. Get in my yard every day. Just get a routine that I'm comfortable with and stick with it. And get confident with these 20, 25 footers, man. This is hole 15. It says it's about 260. We have a really tight gap about 100 feet in front of us to get through. But if we get through that, we should have a look for another putt. So I got my blue mid-ranges and I've got my AVR. With the distance, 260, it's slightly uphill. I really don't think the AVR can get there. So we'll start with the hex and go from that. Yep, stay clean. It did. Like I said, I'm hitting my lines. Just gotta put it in the basket. Now this is what we wanna see. We wanna see it close enough to where I don't even need a putter. That would solve all my problems. This is hole 16, it's 240 feet. You got the basket up on this platform there. I think this could be an AVR hole. 240 and it's slightly downhill. I think we can get it there. I also have the hex here. We're gonna try the AVR first and just see what kind of line we can put it on. There is that tight gap over there that's kind of enticing me to throw a flex forehand around it, but I'm not feeling too goofy right now. Maybe I should be feeling goofy because that was, as Jamie Tott would say, it's just poopy. Here we go, hex. Same tree. What is up with that? That, Luna? That's better. It's almost in. I thought that was in the whole way. This is really silly now. But it's right there. So who knows? The discs I thought would be perfect for this hole, I shanked both of them. All right, well, we're pretty short here. It didn't say anything about OB on this hole, so I think we're okay if we don't beat the creek. First time I'm throwing the pig in this round, that's fun. Yep. All right, let's try the Waymaker here, see what that does. Nothing worth noting. I like that they put this elevated and flat right here, because if this was just a hill and you hit the basket, I mean, it is gonzo. Like Richmond, not Richmond, Jackson Park, hole 9, you're rolling 100 feet away. There we go. Good par save, I guess. Well, it took until hole 17 for me to step up to a tee pad and not really know what to do. Hole 17, 310 feet. Honestly, it's one of two things. Like, I could pull my detour out, or I got my river as well and do a slow turnover to the right. But this hill on the left here, it's gonna force me to throw a little higher than I want to, and I'm worried I'm gonna shank it either left or right. But if I throw a forehand, it's like a flex line. It gets me away from the hill at the beginning, but if I saw it off early, I'm in the woods on the right, and that looks like jail. My forehands felt okay today, so I'm gonna try the forehand first. We'll take that one, but we'll try 2 backhands. I just feel like this hill on the left's gonna get in my head too much, and I'm gonna throw it too high. So we'll try the forehand first. A little more turn on that, and that would have been okay. Detour, just don't throw it into the hill, please. It's a little too turned. Dang, that's the height I needed on the detour. Okay, let's try one more forehand. And that's what I was worried about. That was awful. Yeah, I definitely could have benefited from walking up here and actually looking where the basket was before I threw it. Because if I throw a straight shot and land at these trees, then I got a 20-foot putt to the right. So it's not imperative that I get the turnover as much as I think, because my river didn't get turned off. It ended up right behind that tree up there with a circle 1 look. So I'm just gonna lay up here and then run it. Great layup. Horrible run. All right, final hole, hole 18, 595 feet. I'm not that tired right now. I could play this again, honestly. Although it is only like 75 degrees outside. It feels amazing. Priority 1, get out the gap. It is a good bit uphill. Got to be mindful of that and throw the right stability to get out there. Once you get out in the open, you should see the basket. I think when I drove up this morning, I saw the basket and it's elevated. It's way higher than all the other baskets. So just get out the gap and then worry about it from there. I got a burp, goodness. I got the Wind Dragon, a Wraith, and a Force. We'll go with Wind first because, you know, hole 18, it's winning time. Winning time. What the world? That thing turned so fast. That hasn't done that yet. There we go. That's out the gap. And then some. Wow, that's all the way up that hill. Not quite out the gap. Still a long ways to go, but I do have a lookout here. I don't really have a good run up, so I think I'm gonna have to go standstill forehand and get a lot of flex on this. From a standstill, I can't really generate too much power. I can try it backhand, but we got a Timmins hole 10 situation where the tree's in my backswing. It's 2 nose up, but it's out there. Here's where my Wraith landed. A good bit out of the gap, but still a good ways to go to the basket. It's a huck, man. All right, a little headwind here. We're about 250 feet probably, maybe a little more from the basket, but nothing in front of us. So we're gonna hang out a truss to the right and get it close. Tap in a par and go get some Chick-fil-A. Perfect. I saw dirt come up, which means it's right there at the basket. All right, guys, that'll do it here at Bradford Park. I finished a cool 3 down. I believe, like I said, you're gonna need minimum 5 down to do some damage here. Lots of fun out here. Lots of lines that favor my style of play, so I'm actually really excited to get out here. This is the Carolina Clash, October 4th through the 6th. I'll share on Instagram a link for live scoring day of. We'll be at Bradford Park here, day 1, round 1, and we'll finish up at Scrapyard. I'm about to go get some lunch at Chick-fil-A, a bland lunch at Chick-fil-A. Can't eat nothing, can't have my spicy chicken. That hurts my heart, guys. More than you know, it hurts. So I'm gonna go get me some chicken noodles. And then I'm gonna go straight to Scrapyard after that and see what I can do over there. Wish me luck in the Clash. If you want to see more of these practice round videos, I had a lot of fun doing it. If you had a lot of fun watching it and got some, you know, helpful information and tips from it, let me know. I'll do more of these in the future. But until next time, I love you. God loves you even more. Have the best day of your life today. See you later.